Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Limbus Company reaction. It's been a hot second since we've been to Limbus Company stuff because of all the Millie stuff taking up my attention recently, but we're back on Project Moon actually, and Pobat has thrown me Intervallo III-2. I know that this is a boss battle theme, and that's about it. I also know it's fairly new, so I suppose I get to see what this song sounds like now. I'm getting worse at these transitions, I swear. Either way, though, let's go. I hear a Sakahachi. One of my favorite instruments. Is there your throat singing in there too? I think I do. I think I hear that texture underneath. I'm trying to like pick up the rhythm of this one. It feels like an odd time signature, but I can't really tell. I've never been all that great at that part though. I really like how the vocalizations are matching with... I'm not quite sure what instrument that is, actually. I was going to say an eru, but I don't think that that's an eru. It's probably more of a Japanese standard. I'm not sure. The anxiety this puts off is definitely given boss battle energy, that's for sure. I love that vocalizing. Man, that's cool. Whew. There's just a chaos to this song. The reason I'm so quiet this time around is purely because my brain is like, what's happening? Okay, it's just done? Oh, all right. Okay. So listening to it a little bit closer during the last part of that song, I'm pretty sure that the stringed instrument I was hearing is an eru. It's hard to tell because it also feels like it's either heavily processed or mixed with a human vocalization, or if it's not, then it must be like an electronic eru, which is the only reason I could see it getting as high and shrill as it does, unless it's just a very small, like, piccolo eru, which I guess is possible. They do make them fairly small, depending on situations, but it's just so high that I've never heard one go that high, and maybe there's a reason for that, and maybe this unsettling energy that this song is giving, this pure discomfort that all the layers in this song overlapping and clashing do to the mind, it is unsettling, hands down. Like, your mind isn't able to latch on to any individual part of the song for too long. There's too much happening. Everything's kind of happening at a different time, which is why I think at the beginning I was a little confused on what the time signature was, because I'm pretty sure it's a standard time signature, just a 4/4, but there's also other layers in there that aren't doing that and are like doing polyrhythms throughout. And for those who don't know, polyrhythms are basically just subdivisions of a main beat, and it's math, basically. It's music math. You can really fit whatever you want into any count as long as you can find a theoretical way to fit it there. And that's why a lot of time signatures are pain and suffering to learn and play. And I feel like this song is just messing around with that a little bit in a very aggressive and obscure way. Like, no matter what I was doing through this whole song, there was always something that took me out of my count. No matter what instrument I was focusing on, no matter what sample was being played, I couldn't quite get it, you know? So I think that that's, in this case, the beauty of this song. It's supposed to be a boss theme. It definitely feels like one. I don't want to be here right now. You know, like, that's the energy that I was receiving from this song. Just pure hectic confusion and pain, frankly, if you're the type who's oversensitive to these sorts of aggressive clashes in beat and rhythm, which is a lot of people. So it's definitely playing to its strengths by absolutely just abusing your ears with every possible option to not let you get comfortable. And that's really neat, all in the same, as much as it does pain me physically to try and like filter through everything. That's neat. That's a really cool factor. I love it when songs do that, because even if it is pain to listen to and very difficult to try and break it down, there is a reason for that in the structure, in the composition. There is an emotional tie that they're trying to make to the player in this case, and it's doing it. And I hate that I'm there, but I really, really do appreciate that level of dedication to a song by still making something that is somehow coherent while completely breaking every possible rule that you should have. There were so many vocal samples in this, there were so many instruments playing at different times with different rhythms that you were never gonna feel like you understood what was happening. And like I've said 5 times now, that's kind of the point, and I love it. Another part of this song that I really like, despite my personal confusion with it, is the vocal lines being spoken in here. There was quite a bit of speaking happening. There was a lot of like vocalizations happening underneath the sound, and it was hard to make out what words were being said. And I do think that that was kind of the point, the concept maybe of being drowned out by the war and destruction around them. But there were certain words, like "to claim their bones" and stuff like that I could actually understand, that cut through the rest of the song, and I think that that is pretty profound as well, and really just a brilliant case of working with the sound design in order to make those certain lines really stand out in the forefront to make a statement rather than just being kind of part of the overall ambience underneath. Because I think that's what was mostly happening under there, was like war sounds and like clashing and clanging of swords maybe. Not entirely positive on that, but that's the energy I was getting from the song. On top of all the other chaos of the music, there was the chaos of a battle happening, and only once in a while could you actually make out what was being said, which, if you think about this in a real context, that would be happening during a war with a bunch of clashing and clanging going on. You wouldn't be able to hear everything clearly like in a movie where you're able to hear the perfect mix of the general screaming their orders. You would be fighting somebody and catching every other word or so, if you're lucky. So that, I think, is really cool, being able to utilize the sound design to showcase that confusion and mute a lot of what was happening around them, except for every once in a while you could kind of make something out. That's really neat. That's a profound thought process in the sound design here that I can just geek out about for too long, but I think I'll stop there, because if I continue to geek out about it, we'll be here all day. So thank you all so very much for watching. This was a really cool song. Definitely didn't expect something this intense tonight of all times. Wow. And I'm looking forward to hearing more from Limbus Company and the other Project Moon titles out there. So if you have anything, leave it down in the comments below and I will do my best to get to it. It can also be from any other property. It doesn't have to be just Limbus company or anything in Project Moon. Whatever you want to hear, throw it in the comments and we'll see what happens. And if you just like watching my videos and hearing me rant and ramble about stuff and you want to follow and support me, you know how to do all that. And I will see you in the next video. Goodbye!